What's good, everybody? It's your man Ken Jackson. Is the Ken Jackson Experience. Tonight we're talking about rap music. Is it trash or nah? What say you? We are going to also cover a few topics on indie artists and getting your money. I'm going to show you how. Let's go.
The game is lame and absurd, but you spit. You need to sit back and observe a certified pimp. So oh yes he is. I mean that boy does the shit. He's a mess he is. Fresh to death. Ain't nobody fresh as he is. They can't compare or get next to him because he's so fly. I mean the boy's so clean. From his white tee home down to those jeans. You see the ice in the pinky.
All right, what's good, everybody? Hope everybody had a safe and fun-filled weekend. It's hot as hell everywhere, I know. And as usual, the world is going crazy. I'm sure everybody by now has heard about Donald Trump getting shot. And, I'm glad he's okay. I never wish anything bad on anybody. But if I'm being honest, I knew it was going to happen sooner or later. And I didn't think particularly it would be him, but I knew that some sort of violence was going to break out during this election season. And I think it's going to get worse as we get closer to election day. But anyway, he was nicked in the ear, lucky as hell, because whoever the guy was, and they put his name out there. I'm not going to get all into his name and who he was and where he's from and all that. But the bottom line is he was honestly just a bad shot because had he been a better shot, it'd be a different story right now. So, prayers and well wishes to Donald Trump and his family, just because, we all may not like the guy. We don't like his politics, but I never wish anything bad on anybody, especially death. That is something that we're all going to face one day eventually, and there ain't no reason to speed up our visit to the netherworld. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully, hopefully he'll heal from this. I know he's going to have some sort of mental issues to deal with because, again, that was close. That was too close. I mean, literally, he was a half inch from losing his melon, straight up, and I mean, it ain't nothing funny about it. It's crazy that, we got people out here so radicalized, they're so serious, so mentally ill that they feel like they have to resort to violence to solve whatever it is they're dealing with. But like I said, I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. I'm kind of scared. My old ass is kind of scared. I'm prepared, though. If I got to defend myself, definitely got the capability to do that. And, we're always ready down here in Florida for whatever breaks loose. And, I'm telling everybody out there, look, watch your back, be careful, keep your head on a swivel, because you never know when you might be in the same location as one of these lunatics with a gun, all right? So the radicals on the right side are already blaming Biden, saying it's his radical rhetoric that caused this to happen. Knock it off with the bullshit. Donald Trump started the radical bullshit on January 6th when he called his people to the Capitol building to fight like hell. Isn't that what he said? Fight like hell. And then when they attacked the Capitol, he did nothing for 3 hours. When all he had to do was go on TV, go online and say, look, people, that's not what I meant. Knock it off, go home, calm down or whatever. But these people lost their damn minds back on January 6th. Excuse me 1 second. These headphones really bother me sometimes. I hate these bad boys. But anyway, this whole political atmosphere is out of control. It's ridiculous. All I can say is, hey, I get it. I understand a lot of you out there aren't happy with how things are going. And you want to blame the government for all your problems. But look, y'all got to be honest. A lot of the issues that you got are your own making. You know what I'm saying? You can't depend on the government for everything. They're not our caretakers, okay? They're not going to hold our hands and sing kumbaya and make sure that we're all good. That's not their purpose, contrary to popular belief, okay? Actually, the federal government was set up originally to manage the military and conduct foreign affairs. That was the original purpose of the states coming together and electing a federal government to oversee a national military and conduct foreign affairs. It has morphed into all types of other bullshit, since then. And the so-called founding fathers would be probably rolling over in their graves right now if they saw how their experiment has turned out thus far. And it's an experiment. But let me tell you something. I've been all around this world, and this is the best place to be in times of crisis. Now, when the world is peaceful, there's a lot of beautiful places to visit. But in times of crisis, I wouldn't want to be anywhere but right here. You know what I'm saying? But that's all changing fast because, again, this political atmosphere is going crazy. So, and I don't know. We may have to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? We may have to get up out of here. Now, I don't like to be pessimistic. I'm pretty much an optimistic kind of guy. I always look forward to the better things that could be, as opposed to focus on the negative. But it's hard right now. It's very hard because of what's going on, and everything's just crazy right now. So everybody just chill out, smoke some weed, get a drink, relax. You know what I'm saying? Take a load off and just knock it off for real, because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, what's going on with people right now. And, it's just crazy. But that's all I got to say about that. Tonight, I want to talk about the state of rap music. Now, I'm sure a lot of you saw the BET Music Awards. When was that? A week or two ago? Trash. I was so disappointed. I can remember back in the day when I was, deep off into the music business, and BET was like the place to be if you were a black artist. You know what I mean? And the BET Music Awards was like, for us in music, was like one of the biggest shows of the year, and to be involved, to be able to participate, that was like the ultimate plateau. And in my opinion, even more than the Grammys, because, BET was us. You know what I mean? It was for us, by us. And then they sold out. BET sold out to the white-owned corporations. I have to say it that way because that's what it is. And they changed. They changed. They started going downhill fast. Now, I've never been a big advocate of major record labels because the major record labels have never had our best interests at heart. They've always promoted the most negative aspects of the black community when putting out new music. They were always looking for the most ratchet, criminalistic, negative artists they could find and put them out there and turn them into international stars. And it's had a major effect on the community over the years. Now, and I feel bad too because I actually promoted some of that negativity in my early days in the music industry. I'm just as guilty, but as time went on, I changed and I realized what was going on, and I started focusing more on what I consider to be real music, and eventually I retired from the business because I just couldn't. I couldn't push, what was being presented to me. And a lot of artists were coming to me and, not really hating on anybody, but yo, man, that shit was garbage, man. It was garbage. And I couldn't put my name on that, and there were so many great artists out here. There are so many truly talented independent artists out here that aren't getting promoted, that aren't getting pushed, into the public forum. And that's why I came back into the business recently. I reopened my management company, and I'm only focusing on, what I consider to be good music. You may not think it's good music, but, I'm sure there's thousands of people out there. It might be a few million people out there that think the way I do and want to see the music industry get back to a time when music was fun. Now, I'm from the generation that started hip hop. Literally, I remember when Sugar Hill Records put out Rapper's Delight and the Sugar Hill Gang, and then Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, DJ Red Alert, Cool Herc, and and these guys were the pioneers. These were the guys, these were the people that I looked up to, in the music biz. And music was fun back then. We weren't out here, beefing and shooting and squabbling like that. I mean, when we had battles, we had battle rap and, we had dance-offs and B-boys. And, I mean, it was just a different atmosphere back then. Still very competitive, but we were about lyrics and about telling real stories of, and they weren't always happy ending type stories, no. But the presentation was so much different, in those days, late 70s, early 80s. And, like I said, music was just fun. R&B was strong. We had some show enough singers back in the day, and I mean, and don't get me wrong, there are some awesome singers out there now, but again, they don't get the push. But I'm going to show you all a clip because this has been bothering me for so long. I came across this chick, a year or two ago, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And she's not the first bad rapper, that I've seen, but oh my God, her shit is so vulgar, you know what I mean? And y'all know who I'm talking about, this chick, Sexy Red. I'm going to play a clip. This is a little bit from her newest video, I Hate My Baby Daddy. All right, so check this out. And
What's up? This your favorite hood hottest
and
princess, sexy motherfucking red, and I
if
want
you
to
haven't seen it,
okay?
you
Y'all need to
haven't
vote for
missed
me because I
anything.
got
But
good
we got
coochie.
to talk
I got
about it.
good credit now. You know what I'm saying? I can cook, I can clean. If you vote for me, you might fuck around and get a Hellcat. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get free food stamps, child support, all that shit. Whatever you need. Switches for the Glocks, I got all that. You know what I'm saying? To vote for me, all you gotta do is call that number on the screen. 1-800, fuck my baby daddy. You get a free pair of booty shorts with your vote. Again, that's 1-800, fuck my baby daddy. Vote for me.
All right, that's just the intro. Now, these kids out here now, they think that's hot. That is the new hotness. And I can't believe this is the stuff being pushed to our kids. I just can't believe it. And I talked to some kids the other day and they're telling me, yo, Mr. Jackson, you old, man, and she's sliding. And I'm like, really? Nah. Let here. Watch this. Just watch this.
Fuck my baby dad. Fuck my baby dad. Fuck my baby dad. I'm a fine ass bitch. I ain't in the house fast. Fuck my baby dad. Bow, 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 bow. That's that booty meat. Hey. Look at them booty cheeks. Bow, 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 bow. That's that booty meat. Hey.
Now, listen, understand something. She's somebody's daughter. And I can almost bet that her mama's probably something like that. You know, the apples don't fall too far from the tree. Now, I don't know her family and her history and her background, but you can pretty much guess she probably came from a traumatic upbringing. Here, keep watching.
Get them booty cheeks. All that ass on her. Damn, this bitch bad. Switch my hips when I walk. Yeah, I know you like that. My nigga fucked up. Fuck my baby dad. I'm getting outside. I ain't in the house sad. We finna go out. Yeah, where the niggas at? It's looking like a drought. My mama got the kids. I'm getting out this house. All in the club, bouncing there, showing out. Lip gloss popping, bitch, I'm so stopping.
And a lot of young girls look up to this chick. There are a lot of young girls who want to be like this.
My nigga acting up, so you know I'm finna pop it. Yeah, like I remember this like it was yesterday. We met on the north side. I was just a little girl. And you approached me. So what you mean this ain't your motherfucking baby? Fuck my baby daddy. I hate his ass.
This is the state of the black community right now, unfortunately. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to, portray myself as being better than anybody else or this or that, but come on. You can't possibly think that this is good for the community. Good for our young girls to be watching. Because, as I said, there's a lot of young girls that look up to this, that want to be this. You know what I mean? And I just don't understand. I don't know. I just don't understand. Maybe I am old. You know what I'm saying? However, I can't ever fathom how any parent could want this for their child. But this is the type of bullshit that we tolerate in the black community. Mediocrity. You know what I'm saying? We are the most self-destructive group of people on the planet. And I'm not talking about just black Americans. I'm talking about black folks all around the world. You know what I'm saying? Look at Haiti. Haiti is falling apart. There are countries in Africa that are falling apart, where black folks are killing each other. It's just out of control, But here in America, man, the black community is can't blame anybody but themselves. We can't blame anybody but ourselves for our current state in America right now. I drive around the hood on a daily basis. I get out and I meet a lot of people There's a lot of people that know me from my days when I, ran my recording studios between here and, Palm Beach. People still ask me about, representing them, musically and such. And I tell them, sure, I'd love to work with, people. But once I hear what they're trying to put out, I'm like, nah, I'm good. I can't put my name on a lot of this shit because I'm not going to contribute anymore to basically the destruction of our community. You know what I mean? And it's weird because when I was younger, I couldn't understand it. But we weren't this bad. We weren't this trashy. You know what I'm saying? It's just so reckless now. And the gangster mentality, this gangster lifestyle that a lot of our young men are pursuing. I've worked with a couple of mentorship programs here locally, and had the opportunity to spend a lot of time with these young men, and they're just really fucked up in the head. They really are, and you try to guide them, you try to talk to them, give them some a better options to follow, and they just don't want it. I mean, some do, not all of them, but the majority of them like how they're living. And that's something I can never understand. I can never truly understand it. And what's crazy is, like, I grew up in North Central Jersey, okay? And we like to think, that, we had a tough upbringing. My parents, were very aware of what was going on in our lives. They were, involved in our lives. My father, is a hard dude. He was super hard on us growing up. And I'm not mad at him for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. And I understand a lot of these kids now don't have their fathers. Earlier today, I had a discussion with my son, and man, my son made me feel so good inside because he told me, he says, Dad, he said, I think I got the lucky draw on parents. You know what I'm saying? Because, me and his mom, we weren't perfect. We were far from perfect, but our kids were and are still, super important to both of us. And even after, we split up and we got divorced and everything, we were still both very much involved in our children's lives. And I think that's an important ingredient missing today in the Black community is we don't have real parents. We got babies raising babies. But and we got the music industry that's pushing this stuff to us. I'm going to play a little bit more of this, and then we're going to talk about it briefly.
I want my motherfucking money too, nigga. You owe me some motherfucking money. I need my money, nigga. Where's my money? All them drugs I was buying your ass. I bought you a Hellcat and you crashed it the next day on some high shit. Where's my money at? I want my money back, period. This your baby. This your baby. And that's what I'm going to say when I see him. I'm going to say, this your baby. Hold on. I can't wait till they read these results. Let's go. Come on. Bring it on. You and your bald head ass fat mama. Let's go. Bow, 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 bow. That's that booty me. Hey, hey, hey.
All right. That's enough of that. It's sad. The rap game is sad. She performed at the BET Music Awards, and I heard people talking about it, the next day after it went down, and the youngsters was like, oh my God, did you see Sexy Red? Oh, she's so talented, and she tore it up and she brought it. I'm like, really? That was trash. I honestly couldn't believe BET put her on stage on live. Well, it wasn't live because it was a tape show, but still, I can't believe they broadcast her on network television with this garbage. And call me a hater, call me what you want, but yeah, I hate that shit. I hate that shit for all black folks. And I ain't making no apologies about it because I could never, ever promote something like that. You will never see my name on anything like that. So like I said, we're back in the music game and focusing on real good music. There's a couple local venues here in Fort Pierce. They run some open mic nights and they let local talent come in and do their thing. And I'm in the process now of talking to the owners and getting ready to set up, some events. And I'm really looking forward to putting together some, really, really cool music events and featuring some local talent, and helping to give more local talent an outlet. So also, listen, there's a lot of you out here that are hood famous, okay? A lot of you. And just recently I spoke to some young people that was putting some music out. And, well, they weren't really putting it out. They were just throwing it online and thinking, when this blows up, and then I'll take it to the next step. And that's just wrong. So, listen, there's a process that you should follow whenever you release new music, okay? Let's see here. There's a process. Now, we're not going to talk about the production process in the studio and all of that because, we're beyond that. Everybody knows how to book studio time and go in and record their music. If you're not recording it at home right now, we got enough technology now where you can actually record your music on your damn iPhone and it's going to be good enough for release. But I'm talking about what you should do before you put your music online, before you release it out there to the public. There are some things that you should definitely do first, all right? And we're going to talk about the performing rights organizations, all right? And we'll talk about the three main ones, BMI, ASCAP, and CSAC. Those are the three big dogs, but there are a lot of other ones out there now. But when I was coming up, these were the only three. You know what I'm saying? You got to get your music registered with one of these organizations. Because what they're going to do is they're going to allow you to get your music into a place where royalties are collected. And they collect royalties from radio stations and advertisers and things of that nature. All right. And like I said, these are the big three, but you can research them yourselves. BMI is who I'm a member with. I've been a member of BMI now for 25 years now. It was just my preference because BMI was at one time, more better suited for urban music. But they all do the same thing now. It's been, long enough to where all of them have grown into their own. All right, so, but let's talk about some of the other things. And registration with them is easy. Just go to their websites, BMI.com, ASCAP.com, or CSAC.com, and you can register as a writer, you can register as a publisher, or both, depending on what you're going to do. If you, and as a writer, I mean an artist. If you're just going to be registering your own music, and putting it out, for distribution, then you register as a writer. But if you're going to be putting out, other people's music as well, then you want to also register as a publisher. And it'll cost you a fee. I know for sure ASCAP charges for both. I know BMI used to be free for writers, but they would charge for publishers. And CSAC, I'm not even sure. I think you still have to be invited to CSAC by another member. But as I said, they're very easy to find online, so go to their respective websites, read all about them, and then you decide which one you want to go with. All right, so next, we have some more pros that you definitely want to get involved with. Here, let's pull that up here. As you prepare for your release, okay, after you mix and master, your music, you design your cover art, you know what I'm saying? You got to register your song, with the copyright office. You definitely want to get your copyrights done because otherwise you're not going to own your masters. If somebody else copyrights your shit, you're going to have a hell of a time getting ownership of your masters back. So make sure your paperwork is done, and it costs. It's going to cost you. And here's where a lot of independent artists get it fucked up because they feel like, I don't have the money, to do this, that, or the other. So I'm just going to throw my music out there. And then when I start making some money, then I'll go ahead and take care of that. But let me tell you what's wrong with that philosophy. You throw your music out there without protecting it, without registering it, without getting those copyrights done and registering with those PROs, okay, you can lose control of your own damn music. Somebody else can come in and run the copyright, and they basically own that song. You don't want that to happen because then you really ain't going to have the money to pay lawyers to try to get ownership of your shit back. You know what I'm saying? So listen, they call this the music business for a reason because there is business that you need to take care of. All right? And a lot of independent artists don't take care of the business. And then later down the road, they find out that they've lost out on a lot of cash. Sometimes they lost out on all the cash because they don't own their own damn songs. You know what I mean? And this is what good management can do for you. You know what I'm saying? This is some of the things that I will help you with. But again, get your budget right. Get your budget together because if you don't have a budget to take care of these things, it's a moot point. And I can't work with an artist that doesn't have a budget. Now, I'm not going to hit you over the head with charges and fees. I am going to charge you something. You know what I mean? Because it's business. You know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with whether or not I believe in your music or this or that. It's about taking care of business and doing things right. So you have to get yourself into a business mentality and make sure that before you throw your music on Spotify and SoundCloud and Instagram and TikTok and all that, make sure your stuff is registered and protected. All right. So next, you want to, after you get everything registered, you want to choose a release date. Okay. And this is another place where management can help you out because basically what we'll do is we'll map out a 1-year plan for your music release, okay? And we'll map it out for you so that, you got target dates for everything. You know what I mean? You want to release your music at the right time. Timing is everything in this business. Because if you mess around and release your music, the same weekend that another big project is coming out, or another, or some major artist, has basically bought up all the airwaves and they're getting all the promo, and nobody's going to hear you. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to hear you. So you have to plan your release date accordingly. And preferably you want to target your releases at a time when, there's really nothing hot, nothing really popping right now. You know what I'm saying? Because the less noise there is out there, the better chance for you to be heard. All right? So we get a release date set, and then we're going to set up distribution. Now, for digital distribution, me personally, my company uses TuneCore. And we use TuneCore because they provide a lot of services that makes it super, super simple for independent artists and labels, to get the music out there, make sure all the paperwork is right. They collect publishing on certain royalties as well. And they get you, once your music is protected and everything, they get your music out to all of the major digital outlets. And that's it nowadays, because the music industry is all digital. Excuse me. So you wanna get your music out to the right outlets, and TuneCore can help you. But there's others. There's like DistroKid. There's I think Disc Makers has some distribution outlets, Spotify, all these different, but, something like TuneCore and DistroKid will get you into Spotify and all, Apple Music and all of the different outlets to get your music circulated, to a wide audience. All right. Then we're going to, after we set up distribution, now we plan the promotion. And this is going to require a budget as well, because you're going to have to pay for some things. You're going to have to, pay for certain advertisements, and you're going to have to, pay to have promotional materials printed, merchandise. You want to get hats and shirts and bandanas and cups and, all type, flyers and any type of promotional materials that you feel are going to, help in targeting your audience. You want to get that done before you release your music, because you want to have all of these things in place, merchandise, before the music comes out, because when it does get hot, you want to have this merchandise to sell. And two, in this time, you're going to be doing like mini touring. We help you set up touring so that because that's where you're going to make your initial money, is doing live shows. That's where a lot of artists are making. Most artists are making the bulk of their money now from touring, getting out, doing live performances, and so and that's another thing. I've had artists in the past that have put out some fire ass songs, and then they didn't want to go on tour. They didn't want to go do shows because it was too hard. Oh man, how are we gonna travel, to all these little towns and this, that, or the other? Well, you're gonna hop in your damn car and we're gonna go from town to town. We're gonna book these shows and we're gonna do these shows, and sometimes you might have to sleep in your car. If you can't afford hotels everywhere you go, sleep in the back seat, sleep across the front seat, do whatever you got to do. But you got to get to these places, perform these damn songs, because people want to see you. Once they hear you and they like you, they want to see you live. Which goes back a little bit to where you need to rehearse a show. A lot. That's another thing independent artists, so many, don't do. They don't put a show together. I can't tell you how many rap shows I've been to where these motherfuckers are just on stage standing in one place, or they might walk back and forth swinging a towel or whatever. That's not a performance. That's not a performance. People pay good money to come see a live show. They want to see you do a show. And I'm not saying you got to have all these flashy dancers or this or that or the other, but you have to learn how to interact with your audience, you know, and pull the crowd in and get them involved in your performance. A lot of independent artists don't have the stage presence, you know, needed to really do a good show. And they think they can just jump on stage, you know, especially rappers. They think they can just get on stage and run through their lyrics and that's it. Oh, man, I killed it. No, you didn't. You probably killed your future with that whack-ass performance. But you have to be ready to perform at the drop of a dime. You have to be ready to give your all. If there's just one person standing out there in the audience, or if there's 1,000 or 100,000, you have to give the same performance no matter how big the audience is. You have to put your whole heart into performing and making every single person that sees you live, you have to put your heart into making sure that they leave there happy as hell. Happy that they got to see you. You feel what I'm saying? So that's super, super important. Next, we're going to create a music video, and that's going to require getting somebody to shoot the video. And I don't care if you got a homeboy or whatever that shoots video or whatever. That's cool. You know, if you got somebody that can shoot the video for you, shoot the video. And don't think about how much it's going to cost. It's going to cost you something. But here's one thing you can't get caught up in either. I don't care if you can't hire a professional videographer, get your homeboy or homegirl with their iPhone or their Android and shoot the fucking video. I can't tell you how many videos are out there now that were shot on smartphones. And unless somebody told you, you wouldn't know the fucking difference. So knock it off thinking that if your videographer doesn't have a Red camera or this expensive Sony camera or all of this expensive bullshit, and don't think you can't get a video done. It doesn't take all that. All it takes is desire to make it happen, and then getting up off your ass, getting out there with your people and making it happen. Period. Okay? Straight up. Same with recording. You know, don't think going into a big studio is going to make your music better. Nah. I've heard hit records that were recorded in hotel rooms, that were recorded on airplanes, that were recorded on Greyhound buses. Major hit records done on a laptop with a cheap ass, you know, $99 microphone plugged into it. You follow what I'm saying? It doesn't take a lot. All it takes is desire, y'all. If you take your time and plan your shit out, use what you got and make that shit happen. There are no excuses now. Back when I was coming up in the game, we had cassette tapes. We didn't have CDs. There was no digital music. We was out here pushing cassette tapes. And when mixtapes was really mixtapes. You follow what I mean? And we was going door to door, club to club, you know what I mean? Passing out flyers, passing out merchandise. Some we were giving away, some we were selling, but we were hitting every stop we could to make that shit happen. We were knocking down doors, and if people wouldn't let us in, we kept knocking until they let us in. And it was hard. It's so much easier now because you got the internet. But the internet still doesn't replace live. And check it out, though. Here's the thing. You can go live on the internet, just like I'm live now. There's a lot of small internet cafes right here around here that will live stream your performance. You might have a small audience in a little cafe or a little hole in the wall, but they're streaming you out to the whole damn world. I wish we had that when I was young. Oh my God. The stuff that's available to young artists now, it makes no sense that you can't get your music out there and make a career out of this music industry. And that's not to say that it's easy, but it is definitely easier than it was when we were starting out in the business. And what's even worse is we didn't have anybody to teach us. Because, like I said, I came up in the era that started hip-hop, so it was all brand new. The promotions, the marketing, all of that shit was brand new. We had to build an industry around a new music genre that nobody understood. Hip-hop became a lifestyle for us. That's why you see a lot of us old heads out here that are so passionate about the state of hip-hop and the state of rap music now. And that's another thing. Hip-hop and rap are two different things. Hip-hop is a lifestyle. Rap is a music genre, okay? Understand that. I hate it so much when I watch these shows and I listen to people talking about rap and hip-hop as if they're the same thing. No, hip-hop is a lifestyle. It's a culture. Rap is a music genre. And there's all types of different rap music. Gangster rap, political rap, mumble rap, whack-ass rap, battle rap. But hip-hop is hip-hop. Through and through. Hip-hop is a lifestyle. And I'm proud that I'm from the era that created it. You know what I mean? Hip-hop, I mean, we lived for it because it gave us an outlet. It gave us a way to express ourselves to the whole world. Because up until the creation of hip hop, we were so misunderstood, as young people coming up. But then rap music evolved. The rap music genre evolved into so many different branches, but it was all encompassed under the hip hop culture, the hip hop lifestyle. And I think that's something, too, that a lot of the young artists now have lost sight of. All right, so where were we at? So once we create the video, then we're going to submit the music to different playlists. And that's where Spotify comes into. Spotify being right now probably the most important place to get on a playlist. But there are hundreds of playlists out there where we can distribute your music to. And you want to get on, you want to get on the ones that are right for your music. You don't want to just throw your music everywhere. Because that's another thing that a lot of independent artists do, is they just throw it out there with no plan, with no format, and it's just all over the place, and they lose control of where it's at and where it's going. And so we have to target. You don't want your hardcore rap song on a country playlist. You know what I'm saying? And if it slips up and happens to get onto a country playlist or a rap or a rock playlist or jazz playlist, then somebody fucked up. So we have to pick and choose the proper playlist to get your music to. And then we have to track it. And then this goes to, then we got to prepare your press materials, okay? Create your press kits, including your bio, some high quality images. And these are things that we're going to use to pass out to influencers, to labels, to advertisers, potential sponsors, so forth and so on. That press kit is super, super important, even to this day. A lot of people, and you can do them electronically now, because a lot of people will be like, well, send me your EPK, your electronic press kit. And that's what we do also. We help you put that together, so that we can present you to the corporate outlets, and another way that artists get money is through corporate endorsements and sponsorships. You get yourself on a commercial campaign, or if you happen to have the right song that a company wants to use in their ad campaigns. Let me tell you something. You can make, a whole lot more money from one commercial, than from 2 or 3 albums. You follow what I'm saying? So think about that. Music is everywhere. Every time you turn on the TV, all across the internet, the radio is still viable. Music is everywhere. So we target your music, into the communities that want to hear your type of music. All right. And next, you got to engage with your audience. Through social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever social media platform, preferably you're signed up on all of them. And you want to regularly engage your audience, meaning you want to go online, you want to post something, every day if possible. Try to make it a point to post something every day, comments, things that you like. Talk to your people, talk to your fans. They want to hear from you. Share bits and pieces of your daily life. Use your smartphone, videotape things all day long, clip it up, throw it up online. Let people share in your everyday life. You control that. Fans love to know what's going on with you. People are natural voyeurs. People are naturally nosy, so they want to be in your business. And as a music artist, as a performing artist, that's your job, basically, to let them into your world. But you create the world that you let them into. All right? That's why they call it show business. You're going to show them what you want to show them. Don't be so accessible in public, when you're out and about, But if you happen to be out and people recognize you, be nice, you'd be surprised. Somebody might have seen a video that you put out, and some kid runs up and say, yo, I saw you on YouTube or this or that. Can I get your autograph? Be nice, sign an autograph. But engage your audience on a regular basis. Let them know that you care about them, because they're not going to care about you if you don't care about them. I can't tell you how many artists over the years I've worked with who didn't want to get on social media. Oh man, I don't post stuff, dog. I don't like being on camera, dog. Well, why are you trying to get into the entertainment business? Because you need to do that. You need to let people see you. You need to let people hear you. And don't buy into this bullshit either that any publicity is good publicity. That's bullshit. You don't want to be out here getting your ass in trouble. You don't want to be known for all this controversial bullshit, because that will end a career so fast. Because what happens is you might blow up for a minute, because you was involved in something that hit the headlines. But then guess what? Them corporate sponsors be like, oh, hell nah. We can't associate our product with that. And they pull them sponsorships quick. Especially now, we live in the cancel culture now. They will cancel your ass overnight. I've seen careers crash and burn within 24 hours. Always be aware of what you're doing and how you're conducting yourself. When you start to get a little bit of success, do not get buck wild out here in these streets. Don't start cutting up and acting like you're untouchable. Diddy thought he was untouchable. For a long time, he was, and let me tell you, for a long time, dude was probably one of the most powerful people in the music industry. For a very long time. He was the type of dude that if you crossed him and you was trying to get your music out there, he was that dude that can make a phone call and be like, yo, if y'all work with this kid, y'all can scratch Bad Boy. We ain't doing shit with you. Sean John ain't doing shit with you. And your shit would be turned off. You wouldn't get access to nothing. That was real. And let me tell you something. Before the internet, before this digital age, there was a lot of people like that had that type of power. They could blackball your ass. But let me tell you something. The internet leveled the playing field. The internet made it possible for small guys, for small girls to be big, to be worldwide. But you still got to be smart about how you conduct yourself. You still have to make sure that you're presenting a proper image. Sexy Red ain't going to be somebody we're talking about in 20 years. I guarantee you that. We're not going to be checking for Sexy Red. Hell, we're not going to be talking about her in 5 years. You know what I mean? Look at the Kendrick and Drake beef. Kendrick made a whole career off one beef. And let me tell you something. This is what hip hop is all about. This was dope. This is what we used to do back in the day. Rappers would battle. Okay? But only difference is nowadays people be all up in their feelings. Next thing you know, they want to start pulling up and pulling out guns and, and people getting jumped. We wasn't with that bullshit. I mean, don't get me wrong. We had squabbles back in the day, but nothing like what's going on now. But the Kendrick and Drake thing, to me, that was classic hip hop. And Kendrick buried Drake. Buried him. Bodied him. But Drake is still a dope artist. I've never been a Drake fan personally, but I can't take anything from the kid. The kid is highly successful in this game. He was a marketing genius, and he put out some good music over the years. He put out some really good music over the years. And he was with the right team. He had Young Money behind him. And I wasn't a fan. I've never been a Cash Money or Young Money fan. I just wasn't. But that's not to say that they were bad. Their music was dope. Their music is still dope. But they're faithful to the culture. They focused on putting out good music. Lil Wayne is a lyrical monster. even even in his younger days, lyrical monsters. That's just real. But then you got these fools out here like Young Thug. They're talking about free Young Thug. No, don't free Young Thug. Young Thug is headed right to where he needs to go. Well, honestly, he might get off because the prosecution's case has been falling apart. That's been a long-ass trial, too. What was another one? YNW Melly. He just got acquitted. And he's a local kid from around here, from Vero Beach. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he did what they claimed he did. I don't know. But hey, you know what? Jury said he didn't do it. So, hey. Give him his flowers. Hopefully he'll get back into this music game. But hopefully he'll put out some good music, because I think too, a lot of times the music that these cats put out draws the problems that they end up having. You talk to me about Chicago rappers, okay? It's drill rap. I think it's crazy. It's trap music. It's crazy. Honestly, the first rapper that I can remember out of Chicago was Da Brat, So Def. I know a lot of you youngsters don't know who she is, or the ones that do don't realize she's an actual rapper. I know y'all might know her just from reality TV or whatever, but let me tell you something. Da Brat, that chick is still dope. Dangerous on the microphone. Lyrics. You know what I'm saying? But then who else is from Chicago? Chance the Rapper. I love Chance the Rapper. Dope. Creative. Lyrics. Kanye. Lyrics. I remember back in the day, Jay-Z used to tell Kanye he'd never be a rapper. Y'all think Kanye is a crazy nut. No, Kanye ain't crazy. Kanye's super talented. Probably one of the dopest producers in the game. And you may not like his politics. You may not like what's going on with him personally, but musically, boy, is fire. Now, I can't say that I've been liking his latest stuff. But College Dropout, classic record. Eminem, Say What You Want. Eminem is fire. Biggest selling rapper of all time. Hands down. A lot of people hating on him because he's the white boy. But let me tell you something. Eminem is a true hip-hop ambassador. He knows hip-hop better than some of the people that started hip-hop. And you can't take that from him. He is a true soldier of hip-hop music. He loves the culture. It's in his blood. And I'll always give him credit for that. And see, this is what I'm talking about, because music now is just off the rails. It is. It's out of control. But let me get back to the task at hand, okay? We are back in the game, back in the music game. Management, no production. I'm not opening up a studio, not doing any of that. We will have offices opening up here pretty soon. But it's strictly management and consultation. So indie artists, if you're tired of being hood famous and you really want to take it to the next level, then get at me. DM me, call me. My phone numbers all over the internet. Hit our website, www.crazybabytvworld.com. Check out our services that we're offering, because you're all not going to require everything that we're offering. Some of you might require the whole package. Some of you might just, want one or two things that we offer. But we guarantee you good service. Can't guarantee you success. Anybody that says that they can guarantee you success, run, far and fast. But I can guarantee you good service. Success is up to you. All right? I'm your man's Ken Jackson. This has been the Ken Jackson Experience. And we'll see you next Sunday, 9 p.m. Peace. I'm out.